Okay, welcome to the third episode of Drunk Ass Men Podcast. I'm Wesley, and today I have with me Sam, as always.
Hey guys.
And special guest Angela.
Hello.
And today, I believe we are going to start the podcast off with movies. And why don't you take it from here, Sam?
Today we're gonna talk about like cinematic universes, Marvel, kind of Disney, Star Wars, what we think about them, where they're going. But before we begin, I would like to address a particular instance that's been happening. The Oregon shooting happened yesterday, and I know it's kind of counterintuitive to be talking about something, but the problem with like the mass shootings and stuff is that the media just kind of like glorifies like the shooter. The media takes the shooter and turns them into something that they wanted to be. For example, the Oregon shooter, when the sheriff came out, he was like, I don't want to give the guy's name. I don't want to give him the satisfaction that he needs or that he wanted. And then like 15 minutes later, CNN was like, hey, we're going to play this clip. Here's the guy's name.
Yeah, they obviously heard the sheriff say that, and then they just do that anyway.
And he continued, like he even went back, he came back later and was like, I'm pretty disappointed with the media and the media outlets, releasing the name instead of talking about the victims or, the surrounding incidents or what have you. They talk about like what he did, what was wrong with him, where he was, and they don't want to talk about anybody or anything else except for that guy, and that gives him the glory that he wanted. Not glory in the traditional sense, but still everybody knows his name. His name will go down in history.
He left the mark that he was looking to leave.
So what do y'all think about that? With just even like the Aurora shooting and the mass shootings in general, what do you think about like the media just kind of glorifying these incidences and turning what shouldn't really be 24-hour 7-day news into something that's on for weeks?
Honestly, whenever I hear about a school shooting, it's, I see it on Reddit or I see it, on CNN.com or something, and I look at it, and then that's the end of it for me. Like, I'm not looking to just delve into this shooter's psyche. Like, I don't care. Like, it's a travesty, and I'm like, oh, that happened, and that's sad, but I'm never one of those people that just follows the whole media coverage. Like, I don't care, and I don't think anyone else should.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I mean, it just gives them more of an audience. The more we listen, the more they're going to do it. And if we stop listening, then maybe there's some small chance that we'll stop broadcasting it as much.
And I know us talking about it again is kind of, we're doing what the media, wanted us to do. But I mean, still, I felt like I needed to get off my chest because it pisses me off.
Yeah.
Like, and this isn't the first time, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like a school shooting or something like that. Any kind of incident like this, they blow it way, and I don't mean it in that way, but they blow it out of proportion. They turn it into something that's 24-hour news that like those people need to be like, it should be lessened down to the people in the immediate area, and then in national news, yes, it's an important event, but in national news, just get people like, just kind of let them know what happened, but don't sit there and talk about it forever. But beyond that, now we can move on. I think we will start. Y'all want to start with the Marvel Universe? Or y'all want to start talking about Star Wars? And then we can even talk about Star Trek, too. All of these
all are very good, yeah.
The only Star Trek I've ever watched, I watched one episode of The Next Generation, which is really good, and then I've seen the new movies, and that's about it.
You haven't seen the original series?
Awesome.
It's so good.
No, I haven't even seen the first full episode of Next Generation. It was the one where like there's that weird god that's like putting them in different time eras, It was that one? I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch the whole thing.
So I guess we'll start out with Star Trek.
All right.
Okay. Let me ask you, Angela, tell me your history with Star Trek, like what you watched, and then tell me your opinions of each of the new, like the new movies.
Okay. I've only ever seen original series and the new movies. Other than that, I'm pretty, like, new to the whole universe.
So you're not a real fan.
I'm not a real fan, but I definitely enjoy the old stuff with, Leonard Nimoy and William
God rest his soul.
Right.
Right.
William Shatner.
Sweet Prince.
I don't know. I think they did a really good job with coming up with new, with Chris Pine and all the other guys matching the faces and personalities. I think they did a really good job with the Into Darkness and the prequel. I don't know. I've really enjoyed them. Definitely.
I have something to say. Like in the new ones, I mean, I've barely watched any Star Trek, like I could told you, but I know Khan wasn't he supposed to look like a lot different? Like, wasn't he not a human, or was he human?
Yeah, no, Khan, he was like a genetically engineered human.
Yeah, like I get why they chose Benedict Cumberbatch, because he looks like a goddamn alien.
Yeah.
But like, so I guess they did a good choice with him, but.
Well, I mean, they took some, like, I mean, unfortunately, Into Darkness is basically Wrath of Khan, just like reversed. The stuff that happened at the end with Kirk and Spock.
It was the other way around.
In the original, it was the other way around. With Star Trek 3, the new one that they're coming out with, they are supposedly going off on their own.
Their own story.
Yeah, because I understand that with these first two movies, they kind of had like set up the universe and stuff. But I mean, even after the first movie, where they were like, "Hey, you know, this is now a brand new timeline. We can do, you know, we can do whatever we want." But then they just rehashed what was essentially the second, you know, basically the second movie. And I mean, almost down to the fact that in the second movie, there were two ships, you know, and the Enterprise was crippled. It was almost like a shot for shot.
Well, I feel like those first two movies were probably. They were trying to appeal to the current fans, like, hey, look, like, we took what you love, you know, we didn't wreck it, you know, so now they gained the fans' trust so that they can make their own new stuff.
I actually like Next Generation. Next Generation's my jam, and I think it's because that's just the one that, like, I grew up on, you know, how people love, like, or I guess you're the outlier, Angela, but most people like the Star Trek that they grew up with, you know, like the original cast, or the original fans really like the Next Generation, or I'm sorry, the original series, and then the people like my age like Next Generation, and Deep Space Nine and Voyager were okay, but Next Generation was my jam.
I just remembered, like, my first semester of college when I was at UMHB, I had this, it was like freshman orientation class that was mandatory. And we just dicked around the entire time, and the professor, all we did was watch Star Trek: The Next Generation. So, like, I don't remember any of the episodes, but all I know is that, like, he would test us on the episodes, and that was it.
I'd pass that class in a heartbeat. My favorite Next Generation episode would have to be it's the Best of Both Worlds Part 1 and 2, when Picard becomes a Borg. I remember watching that when I was a kid, and I was like, "Aw, shit, what's happening here?"
Who would win in a fight? Captain Picard or William Shatner, when he was in Star Trek?
I really think it depends on, like, what tools they have. Like, if it was just a straight up just, like, fighting each other battle, I'm sure that Kirk would win. But if Picard had his ship, I think that Picard would beat Kirk. It really
was
depends.
their ship better?
Well, yeah. I mean, the Enterprise. I mean, it was better. I mean, it was like 50 years or 40 years, you know, down the line with new and better weapons. But I think Picard was a better, like, captain. And he was also a better diplomat than Kirk was. Kirk was just like, I'm going to go down here and sleep with these green ladies. Yeah.
Notches in my belt. Well, Star Wars is right around the corner, you know, like...
It is. What's your favorite movie out of the 6?
Out of the 6?
Yeah. And then what's your favorite lightsaber duel within those movies?
My favorite movie would have to be... I'm going to sound like such an asshole right now, but Episode 5, I can't remember the name of it. What is it?
A New Hope?
A New Hope?
There's nothing wrong with that.
I like that movie. No, I meant I'm going to sound like an asshole because I don't know the name of it. Like, it just slipped my mind.
Oh.
Wait, I thought 4 was A New Hope.
Oh, 5 is... I'm sorry. God damn it. Empire
Idiot.
Strikes Back. Yeah, I guess it's my fault. I'm dumb.
Did you know that Return of the Jedi was supposed to originally be called Revenge?
Revenge of the Jedi, yes. But George Lucas said the Jedi didn't get revenge.
Is that why he named it Revenge of the Sith, you know, for the server?
Yeah.
Because it sounds better. And I also really like Revenge of the Sith, too. Like, I don't care what all these fanboys say.
Yeah.
And then what you said, that's my favorite lightsaber duel, is the end of Return of the Jedi. You were the chosen one!
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, what did I say? Jedi?
Jedi.
Sorry.
Angela?
I'm gonna have to go with Episode 4. It's just... I don't know. We watched all of them as a kid, at least all the originals, religiously. And that was always my favorite. It was, you know, I always loved the originals, so the first ones. Let's see, my favorite scene?
No, favorite lightsaber duel.
Or, yeah, okay. Oh gosh, I don't know. I guess can I opt out and say like I'm looking forward to see the new lightsaber duels
Yeah,
with
that's
the
fine.
I have a feeling like
sword.
with the scene in the trailer with Kylo Ren and then the black guy whose name is unknown to me, like isn't he just some stormtrooper and then all of a sudden he's a Jedi? So I feel like that fight's just gonna be him getting his ass handed to him.
I mean, maybe. I mean, it is called The Force Awakens. I mean,
it doesn't mean that he has the training skills to be a Jedi.
No, but I mean, he's probably gonna like train with Luke or something like that, or he, I mean, there's no telling how they're gonna do that, but we can come back to that because that's a topic that we can talk about in a second. My favorite movie, and I love Star Wars. I love all Star Wars, all things Star Wars. But I mean, yeah, my favorite movie is probably Revenge of the Sith, followed very closely by Return of the Jedi, because I used to love the shit out of Return of the Jedi. But my favorite lightsaber duel is definitely the one at the end of Revenge of the Sith. Like it's
Everybody's, dude.
Like, because I mean, this is like, at least for the parts that we know, this is like the peak of the Jedi Order before it falls. Those were like Anakin and Obi-Wan were some of the best, duelists in, since like Revan and people like that. But back to what you were saying, like, I mean, it's the Force Awakens, I mean, so he may have just this crazy, like, power with the Force, like,
yeah, like
maybe
they're
gonna strong connection.
They could probably start introducing like new Force powers, even. Know what I mean?
How do you feel about the books and the
I
video
have not
games?
read one of them.
No, and like the expanded universe in general being crossed out from canon and becoming legends, like Knights of the Old Republic, SWTOR, all that stuff. It's no longer in canon.
I know that's horrible, but I know for a fact that my work friend who is going to be listening to this later, hello Cole, how are you? I know he is just super fucking pissed that they made all of that legends and not canon.
Because now all that's canon are the movies, Clone Wars, like the Clone Wars, like the animated movie, Clone Wars, the TV series, which I was really apprehensive to watch at first, but
wait, there was a TV series?
Yeah,
oh, you mean Clone Wars?
Yeah, Clone Wars. Yeah,
it's Clone Wars. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually really good. And then the new Rebels, and then any book or anything that came out after they moved everything over into Legends, like. I mean, I really don't. I mean, at first I was like, man, this is gay as hell, because I mean, like,
Don't use that adjective, like, okay? That brings a lot of hate with it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Could be transphobic.
Go ahead and just cut that part out.
Have to bleep it
out. I'm kind of bummed out that Knights of the Old Republic and stuff is no longer considered canon because
that was some of the best stories.
Yeah, that's so far back.
Even the MMO had amazing stories.
KOTOR is in one of, like, my top 5 favorite games of all time.
Have you never played any, Angela?
I have not, unfortunately.
Get with it.
So sorry.
What do you think the new movie? How do you think the new movie's gonna play out? Do you think it's gonna be good, bad?
I'm not sure why, but when I first heard about it and first watched the trailer, I was skeptical.
We all were.
Just, I don't know. It's ruining. No, it's not ruining. I felt like it had the potential to ruin what was part of my childhood, But now that the hype has gotten higher, whatever, however you would say it.
The hype train is taking off.
Train is
Choo-choo!
going.
All aboard!
They're really impressing me, and so I am really excited. I'm really glad that Harrison Ford is coming back.
Oh, that was. I saw that and I squeed.
Yeah, no, that got me
XD'd.
excited. Once I got to that part in the trailer, I was like, okay, this is gonna be good. It's not like they're wiping the slate clean. They're gonna, So
I am so glad that he did not die in that plane crash. Remember that?
Oh my god, yeah.
As soon as I heard that, I went white and I was like, Harrison Ford!
No, my boy Harrison!
That spiked really good. You're my boy Harrison!
I think I mean, at first, I was apprehensive. I was worried about it. And I mean, I give J.J. Abrams like poop for his lens flares, but I mean, other than that, I really don't. I mean, he's done a really good job with the Star Trek.
Yeah, even Sans, if I'm using that correctly, the lens flares. Star Trek movies were awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the stories were great.
Yeah, I'm not good. So I mean, I'm pretty sure he'll do a good job. And then people are like, oh, Disney is making it. Disney has done some fantastic.
Yeah, I was one of those people. I was like, Disney's buying it. But like, look at all those Marvel movies that they've made, and then look at Fox's bullshit excuse for Fantastic Four. I didn't watch it, but
I didn't
all I've
even
heard.
go near that.
Shot time. Clink. Taking a shot. Taking a shot.
Yeah, I'm glad that like Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, and Carrie Fisher are coming back.
Okay. Wasn't sure if all three.
Because it'll be like because I mean, and it's both good and bad. Like we're about to have like an explosion of fucking Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, because all the kids like all that generation that grew up on Star Wars, you know, and they're just telling their kids like, hey, let's watch these movies.
Yeah.
They're gonna love them. Now they're gonna be able to experience that with their kids, the new Star Wars that both of them haven't seen.
And then also because like there about to be a shit ton of spin-off movies.
Like we are basically having a new Star Wars movie like every year until I think it's like 2022.
a Renaissance.
You know, there's gonna be 7, 8, and 9, so it'll be like 7, and then there'll be like a little movie, and then 8, and then like a
Yeah,
little
they're gonna do
spin-off.
that shit that they do.
I know that there's
Marvel, where it's like
Yeah.
the main
Yeah.
movie and then
Yeah.
the little mini.
I know that there's one.
Yeah.
It's called Star Wars. I think Rebel One is one.
Isn't that with Boba Fett?
No, that's with like a fighter squadron. I'm pretty sure that they're doing a Boba Fett one, and I think they're doing like a Han Solo like backstory one. I could be mistaken.
Who do you think
though.
they're gonna get for Han Solo?
Somebody that looks like Harrison Ford.
I love Chris Pratt, but he should not be.
No.
No,
No.
no.
Because you know that's who everyone's gonna bark for is
Yeah.
Chris Pratt. But no, I'm sorry.
No,
that does not get the Sam seal.
He's
of approval.
handsome. He's charismatic.
but he's not Han.
But he's
Solo.
not a Han Solo
Yeah.
candidate.
Is he doing? Are they gonna do a new Indiana Jones? Is that in the
I
works?
think.
I know they're gonna do
so.
it.
Okay.
Wait, but isn't he playing? If he,
Isn't he gonna be Indiana Jones?
I think so.
They
Oh
should-
yeah,
they
I
should give
completely. Yeah,
Shia
you're right.
LaBeouf
I
a
completely.
chance.
I completely forgot about that.
No.
They should. That's what they're
yeah,
gonna do.
yeah, give him a shot. Yeah, let him just do
Dude,
it.
it was good. Sweet
Yeah,
meme,
like,
Sam, sweet meme.
but it'll be like a passing of the torch to these new characters. And as long as the characters are good, you know, I'll be fine with it because I think Ren and the girl are like brother and sister and are
Yeah.
Han and Leia's daughter, and then the one dude is just, and son and daughter, and then because I wonder if she like stole the Millennium Falcon or something, or you know some kind of weird. You know, whatever. Because, I mean, there are certain characters that they need to, like, I mean, even though it's not, like, canon anymore, it's pretty much the accepted Star Wars lore. Like, Han and Leia had twins. So
I
just-
want to see C-3PO.
Yeah.
I want to see C-3PO go back to the Ewok planet and rule them with an iron fist.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay, so what do you,
What were we
wait,
talking about?
I forgot.
Was there a question or were you just talking?
How do you think the new Star Wars, like the new one
Oh,
is gonna
like,
be?
I mean,
Yeah.
I do have high hopes for it, and you know I'm obviously gonna see it the day, like the Thursday midnight
Yeah.
release. I'm gonna
Actually,
go to
I
that.
think it would probably be better to go to like the first or second showing the
Don't give me
next
that shit.
day.
because I want to see all the cool cosplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all fun, but do you also want to sit next to people that don't shower?
I mean, I don't shower. I'm just kidding. I took a shower before that.
You know, midnight releases are so shitty. Unless you want to go, like, see it in, like, a sweet IMAX.
Oh,
like Dallas.
Right, Nickel? When are they gonna make IMAX movies like in 4K resolution with like Dolby THX like surround sound? You know.
They probably have to, and then there probably need to be better screens, like because a lot of
There
movie
are
theaters
better
are starting to get
screens.
out of date, you know. Because well, at the movie theater we worked at, when I was there, it was still on film, but wasn't it digital by the time, or a lot of
No,
them were
it
digital?
was film when I worked there, and then they switched to digital while I was still working there too. And then we only had 2 digital theaters. It was like 8 and 9. You know, those 2 right there at the
Yeah.
front. Those were the only ones with digital projectors. Did you ever get a job there?
I
know you
did.
were always trying to apply.
Yeah,
into
so I applied to both of them, and then Hollywood, I got an interview with Hollywood, and then I didn't hear back, so whatever. Their loss.
Starplex was hard for me to get into. I got an interview, like me and David both applied at the same time, and then we both got interviews. He got hired. They chose the wrong person because he got fired like 3 weeks later for letting people in for free and shit. So
I worked there for like a year. It was relatively.
it took
easy.
until my second interview to get hired.
Oh, I think I got,
Interesting.
but it was under like different management when I when I first started.
Naomi was still there, that Asian lady.
No, she wasn't there when I
When you
first
were
started.
Oh, okay.
No, she came later on. She was mean.
She was so mean, but she was very hot.
But I mean,
And I just added.
I think I
That's
worked
all
there
that
for like
matters.
6 months, and then I became COS, and then like they wanted me, especially when it was
I
really
never
busy,
became COS. I was
They
too
wanted me
shitty.
to like stand there and like tear the tickets when I could like help clean the movie theater like so fucking
That's
fast.
funny because
And
they
I was-
reward that hard work ethic. You know, like, oh, you clean the theaters all the time. You know, you're the one that has all their initials on the chart all the
Yeah.
time. So we're gonna give you a job where none of that matters.
Yeah, right. And so I was like, I'm not gonna stand here while all these people are in line waiting, you know. So and I was like, oh, but this was after that lift had fell on me. I was like, I'm out. You know the big thing that they used to put up the marquee.
Yeah.
Right. So one time, if there's still a big ass hole in it, you know, one time, like I went up and I put up the I know, but it was inside, right? So I do my
Okay.
little thing. I put up the little posters and shit,
Yeah.
and I bring it down. And as I bring it, like starting to bring it down, and I had done everything right. The machine fucked up. Like it, like it,
machine's fault.
yeah, no, something like the part that like holds like this, like the pieces that held it broke and
Yeah.
it snapped.
Oh gosh.
Right, and so it came down like just like straight on top of me. But luckily, the only reason I'm not crushed is because the little beam like then jammed itself into the fucking little control box and kept it
Oh
from
my
going.
gosh.
But it came and it
Did you
messed
become a Christian when that happened?
No, it all happened so fast. Like it messed up my shoulder, and then I kind of like
yeah, I remember for a while
I-
you were all fucked
I
up.
stood there for a second, and then I remember, like, after it happened, I was just like, and then I just kind of, like, fell down, and then I got up, and I was just like, the fuck happened?
Is this hell?
And it didn't hurt until the next day, and I was just like, why?
Like, I guess we can start talking about like work stories or something, because I know we all have a couple. One of my more memorable experiences at Starplex was, Sam, you remember when, like, in the break room they had that flyer up that says, like, if you catch anyone recording, you know, or anything, like pirating the movies, call this number and you can get like $500 reward.
Oh, I can add something
Um,
to that when you're
yeah.
done. Yeah, I got a
I
story
saw-
about that.
I was, it was in theater like 1 or 3, the one that has like the ladder that goes up to the side, you know?
Yeah.
You know, it has the left side has a ladder and then it has like that big area.
Mhm.
I went up there, you know, just because I was bored and I wanted to watch a movie for a little bit. I went up there and I saw like a little red light. I'm like, what? And it was in someone's seat, and because they had their video camera kind of like down by their hip a little bit. They're trying to be slick. And I was like, oh, motherfucker, I have you. And I go and I tell like the COS, and then he tells the manager, and then, you know, 10 minutes later, I think the police officers that were there or whatever went up, and they just gave him a fucking slap on the wrist and were like, don't do it anymore. And I'm like, God, like, what about my reward? You ruined it for me. And then I'm pretty sure this motherfucker came back the next day doing it again. And then they banned him. And I'm like, there's 2 instances,
money.
and you didn't give me my money. It's because they have to press charges on him. They have to literally call the police and have him arrested for it. And then I get rewarded.
Well, they should tell you that.
I know. But it's bullshit. I don't know why they didn't do it.
Mine was when we were working. It was when Saw 2 was out. No, yes.
That's a long ass time ago.
Saw 2. Well, I mean, I had that job when I was like 16 and 17 because it was my first job.
I was 17 and 18.
It was in Saw 2, and you know, I'm walking around doing it because it's like the last showing at night, you know. So I just walk up there and I go up and I just I walk up the little stairs or whatever, and I'm just looking, and then I see this dude just sitting there blatantly with his camera, like I know what he was doing, you know.
Uh-huh.
And so I like turn and then I walk back down and I wait a second, you know, just you know.
You went up to him and you're like, you done goofed.
Yeah.
son. You
No.
done goofed.
So I go up and I come back in maybe like 10 minutes later, and I walk up and he's still doing it, and I'm like, all right, you know, y'all need to come with me, and he's like, man, what am I doing? I'm not doing nothing. I'm like, yeah, you are, dude. Like you need to go. Like you're recording or whatever. And so they kind of follow me out. He's like, I want to talk to your manager, and I was like, I
please
mean,
do that.
I was like, all right, no, okay. So I call her down, and then she goes and talks to them, and then she goes and she gives those motherfuckers a fucking refund.
What?
Right? And then she comes to me, and I'm like, you know, those people were recording, and she was like, well, why didn't you say anything? I was like, I did. You know, so you just go because they, you know, had gotten up in her,
What did they tell her
no,
that made her
they-
think that they deserved a refund?
They just got up all in her face, and like she couldn't handle like intense,
you know,
Why is she a manager?
interact. Well, because this was when Star played. Like, I think she was like one of the manager of the time, like Friends. You know, like this was back before the management was all right. You know, before like Gabby came and stuff.
Fucking
But so and then they fucking come back. Like, of course I'm working the next day, and they come back the next day, and the guy just looks at me as he goes back into that theater. I'm just like, I don't even care. This is fucking stupid.
Do you have any stories from work, Angela?
No, just that
Anything?
You gotta have one.
as morbid as it is, I always wish that I get hurt so that I can go home.
Wow, it must just be horrible over there. It's such a place of like, not innocence, but just happiness and everything for everyone
Oh,
else.
no.
Like, yeah, let's go get frozen yogurt.
No.
And all the employees are just like, I fucking hate her.
I hate the customers. I can't stand it. So like we have shelves that we put our dishes on after we wash them, and we have a step stool so we can get to the high shelves, and you know every now and then I envision like me tripping and breaking my ankle. I'm like, oh, I don't have to work anymore.
You just get you become happy for those couple
Yeah,
seconds.
yeah.
I wish that would happen.
It's very morbid, but it helps me get through the day. I don't really have any stories other than
What about that other place you said you worked the what's it called?
it's called Black Oak.
You can plug them here. Like,
What?
You can give them a plug, like give them some advertisement.
Oh yeah. I don't have a tagline or anything. Sorry. No, we just mess around a lot. I don't get a lot of shit done because me and two other friends are always messing around. So I don't have any
Smoking in the back.
No, not at all.
What is a movie excluding the classics that you guys think everyone should see? Like, but besides like Star Wars and Indiana Jones and all that, Lord of the Rings, what's like a movie, like a B movie that everybody has to see?
Oh, I wouldn't call it a B movie. Fucking Seven Samurai. Like the original, it's a Japanese movie. That movie is dope. Like, everyone should see that movie. That's a great movie.
So one of my favorite movies is based on that movie. It's a western. It's called The Magnificent Seven.
Yes.
And it's the same
That
thing.
is a one. Yeah, that's a really good movie. That's one of my
Western.
favorite
It's
movies.
How about
amazing.
is?
It's one of my favorites, definitely.
Like my movie is probably not as good as yours, but it's one of Kevin Bacon's more unheard of films. It's called Death Sentence. Have you guys seen that?
I don't think so. No.
Dude, it's one of my favorite like roles he played. It's what is it? It's a guy and his son. A guy and his son are like going to a gas station, and then the son gets killed like in a gang shooting because they were initiating one of the gang members. Like, you have to go out and kill someone. So he kills his son, you know, like on accident, not on accident, but just like, you know, by chance. And so, you know, he gets tried for it and everything, and he gets off on some technicality, and Kevin Bacon like kind of just like snaps. He starts like following him around, you know, learning shit about him, and then, you know, tries to, you know, go vigilante on him. And I don't want to give too much away, but that's the main story, and it's amazing. Like, he goes like full like Punisher mode on these gangs.
Everyone should also see the Miyazaki film collection.
Of course.
Collection.
Yeah.
All of them.
I think there's several.
Well.
Did you see that thing I
Yeah.
tagged you in?
Yeah, but
It's like it's a park that's like Miyazaki inspired.
What?
Yeah.
Where is it? I need to go.
I can't remember it. I linked Sam on Facebook to it, so
what's your favorite Miyazaki film, Angela?
Oh, I think
fucking
I
weeboos
think
that are
the
talking
fir-
about anime.
No, this is film.
it's
It is art.
It's definitely beyond art. I don't even know how to describe it. But the first film that I saw was Spirited Away, and it freaked me out when I was a kid. I'm pretty sure I had nightmares about it, but I still
But
loved
it's
it.
amazing.
But then I think my all-time favorite is Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah, I liked that one. Princess Mononoke is my favorite.
Yeah.
Scenario: you're walking down the street. It's late at night, super dark. All of a sudden, a shadowy figure comes into your vision, stops you, and he says something that just terrifies you personally, like on a personal level, that like only you would be afraid, that you'd be scared at. What does this person say to you?
Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that.
What would a complete stranger have to say to you that would just fucking stop you in your tracks and terrify you?
I'm gonna have to go with a single word, and the single word is run. Because you have no idea what
Run.
it is. Maybe you're running from him.
Maybe there's something happening. He's trying to help you out.
Yeah,
Or
you don't
maybe he's
know.
giving you a head start.
Right. Oh gosh, that's a terrible thought.
What about you, Sam? Do you have any?
Maybe if it was just like
like it's over, like something terrifying like that, just like, or you know what I'm saying, just like someone comes and whispers in your ear, it's over.
Yeah.
Like what does that mean? You're just gonna fucking.
What do you mean, mister?
you're just gonna murder me right here?
Honestly, for me, it would probably be like, he just comes up to me, he's like, Wesley Jones, I've been looking for you. I'm with student loans.
There it is. That's it. Winner.
I've come to collect payments.
No.
Oh my god, I don't even want to think about that.
Because I haven't paid them at all.
Oh Jesus Christ. So, what do you think of the Marvel cinematic universe? I mean,
What do you mean,
if you want to
like
take
what they've let out so far?
Yeah, how where it's going, how it's been doing, like what your thoughts on the movies and stuff, and whether or not you're a fan of the comics, and if it bothers you that the universe is if it does its own thing, or how you feel about that.
I love the new Marvel movies. Definitely, they're some of the best movies that have been let out here recently. But I wish that they focus a lot on the main superheroes. Obviously because of the Avengers team. But I would love for them to just to make a movie about a lesser known character. But I'm not really into Marvel comics at all, so I don't really know many.
Mm-hmm.
But DC now, come at me.
I've never really read any of the comics, not by choice, but just that I never knew where to start or how to get into them. But I love the movies, and I also think they've done a really good job. I think they do a good job with continuity with between the movies, because it's really really subtle, but they'll have some sort of comment that will refer back to a different movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Avengers and Captain America, the second one. And Nick Fury says something to...
he says run.
Nick Fury tells Rogers that about their they got new ships, and that Tony got close to the last ones that they were working with, because in the Avengers, can't even think of his name. Iron Man got stuck in the engines, and it was just a very small,
I know the scene you're talking about.
Subtle jab at not jab, but whatever. Reference.
Oh,
to the
you're
previous
talking about
movies.
that was in Winter Soldier, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That scene that you're talking about, where he got caught in the turbine, was from the first Avengers, right?
Yeah, I think so. So I just love how they, they keep it all together no matter what, no matter, if it's Avengers or these separate movies. So
at first, it kind of bothered me the movies and the comics were different. There's kind of an overall theme, but now I accept that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is its own universe. So it doesn't really bother me anymore. But I'm excited with where they're going. They're doing the Infinity Gauntlet thing. Yeah, and the continuity, how all of the movies are tied into and then the one major storyline.
Does Guardians of the Galaxy take place at the same time as all of these?
Yeah, roughly. Yeah,
okay.
Because they have an Infinity Stone, now as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, but the only thing I'm wondering is how they are going to beat Thanos. Because it's going to be different from the comics.
Obviously, Vision's gonna do it.
No, but Vision isn't even Doctor Strange is really powerful too. But they're gonna need, and Thor is powerful, but they're gonna need a lot more like firepower, horsepower, in order to beat Thanos, because the Infinity Gauntlet will fuck you up. It destroys the fabric of space and
Dude,
time.
I want to see a
complete
movie
control.
with that when they were learning about the Infinity Stones and Guardians of the Galaxy. I want to see the movie with that huge dude that has the Infinity Stone and some kind of staff, and he just goes boom like that, and just decimates the planet.
Yeah.
That scene, I want to see a movie with that. That was fucking cool.
What's your favorite of the Marvel movies?
Favorite Marvel movie?
Yeah.
In the Marvel universe, recently right here, I would say my favorite was Iron Man 2. I like that one a lot. But favorite movie with any Marvel character, from any point in time, would probably be The Punisher. The one with Thomas Jane.
Okay.
I love the hell out of that movie.
Yeah.
I'd say either. I think the first Avengers, definitely. The second one was really good, but they jammed so much into that. It was overkill.
It was really quick.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely the first one is my favorite.
I liked the Avengers, and I really liked Captain America and Thor.
Yeah.
Like both of those pretty much equally. So I would say there's like they're kind of tied.
Thor 2 was really good.
Yeah. Well, the only thing I didn't like about Thor 2 is that like they made it seem like that Jane was gonna kind of like become evil or
Yeah.
something.
Isn't she the new Thor in the comics?
I don't.
I'm pretty because there's a
I have no
female
idea.
Thor.
Yeah, but I don't know
and
if
it's just
is it Jane.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pretty sure. What movie do you think would be better, or a movie you would like to see with an R rating? You know, like a PG or PG-13 movie that you wish or would like to see R rated.
I have multiple ideas. I'm gonna start with like Disney and old school Disney and say Lion King,
Right.
because you already got like the Nazi Germany essence of Scar and the hyenas. Like, just bring that out and make it really violent. That would be awesome. And then
Real life lions.
yeah, you know, with the swastika in the background. Whatever.
The swastika.
Whatever it's called. Let's see, as far as movies these days. Dark Knight, that wasn't PG, or sorry, that wasn't R, right?
No.
No, was it PG?
I think
Or no, it was PG-13.
It was probably
Yeah,
PG-13.
definitely. I just didn't know if it was R. That doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
that's something I'd love to see is a
Yeah.
R-rated superhero movie
Yeah.
that's still serious.
Yes. That would be really intensely great. But on to you, Sam.
I just had it and I totally lost it. Shit. The Wolverine movies.
Oh, all the
Like,
Wolverine movies.
Yeah, but make them better movies, but also make them far more violent because Wolverine can be just like a.
There would be so much blood in
Or-
any of his movies.
Or how about this? Like the new Deadpool movie. Like
Oh,
isn't that
yeah.
rated
hell
PG-13?
yes, dude.
Shouldn't that be? It should
Yeah.
totally be rated R.
If you've seen any of his comics, he slices people up.
Yeah, Deadpool don't mess around. So that one should be rated R. But
Yeah.
they should have made some rated R Wolverine movies to where he just tears stuff up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Magneto like rips the adamantium out of him and he goes all
Yeah.
crazy.
Like
Yeah.
he like rips Wolverine's like claws out of his body because he could do that.
And I mean it's still Marvel, but I liked but it's Sony who, but is it Fox who owns X-Men?
Maybe.
I think Fox.
Yes, I was
Yeah.
gonna say yes.
But I still like the reboot like First Class and Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
And then
Great.
I think that the Apocalypse one is going to be really good. Except Apocalypse looks like Ivan Ooze from
Yeah.
the Power Rangers.
No, I
movie.
thought they changed it.
I guess they did. Like,
But
I don't-
dude, that movie was great. The Power Ranger with Ivan Ooze.
yeah.
Love that movie.
But the second one with Turbo, that one wasn't very good.
What about when they go to Mars, dude? Okay, I gotta think about mine. It's funny, it's my topic, I didn't think of an answer. The only movie that's coming to mind is like, what would Pinocchio be like, R-rated?
Oh gosh.
Oh, when they're like at the circus and shit. And
Yeah.
it's just like
Oh,
some
man.
fucked up.
That whole scene where he's like, I don't want to be at this house anymore.
Well, like that whole scene was already scary when I was a kid. Like, it gave me the
Didn't those kids turn into like animals and shit?
Yeah.
At one point?
Yeah.
they turn into donkeys or something, and gosh, what was going on with their heads when they came up with that story?
Sam, how do you feel about those early episodes of Dragon Ball Super where the animation literally looked as if they hired me on the team and they're like, all right, make all these fight scenes. I'm like, okay. And like it turns to such shit. The solo scenes, you know, where they're talking look amazing, and then all of a sudden once they start moving and fighting, it's just such like all this stretching and like their faces are just like they just did a quick sketch over it, and it just pisses me off because all the old fights in the early series were great.
I mean, it was dumb looking, yeah, but it didn't really bother me.
It took me out of it. So.
Like, I mean, sometimes, like, because sometimes they have different animators. Because there was this one episode of Naruto that was during, like, an important fight that just
Oh, yeah, they have like 9 different
like,
animators
he
for
just
Dragon
went,
Ball Z.
He just went, like, it was just, like, they just went full on retarded for a good, like...
Full on
15, 20 minutes of the episode, just, like, scribbling little circles and stuff. Like, so, I mean, it didn't really bother me, because, I mean, the latter episodes have all been really good.
Do you remember that Taco Bell commercial where it was those people rapping, you know, and they're like saying all this shit, and then I know there's one line where they're like, I want so and so with a bunch of beef, you know. Did you ever see that commercial?
Probably, but
It was in high school.
Oh, I
One day when me and David were little autistic shits, like my grandfather like drove us to Taco Bell, and we made it a point to order like whatever we got with a bunch of beef. and so those assholes like literally gave us a shit ton of meat, and then they charged us extra. And they're like, we're gonna show these little assholes what's up. So I don't know. I just thought of that for some reason.
I can never really eat a Taco Bell.
No.
Why?
Just
because of diarrhea?
It
Comes free, dude.
Bluntly, yeah. The diarrhea. If I want Mexican food, I'll go to Taqueria number 9.
Dude, that place is great.
Yeah, Taqueria is the best Mexican food. I always get a number 18, the El Jalisco, and then I get like a
You pronounce that well.
I get like a Blue Moon or something. Because their mixed drinks suck, but their beers are nice and cold.
This guy I work with says he hates Blue Moon.
And then
I was like,
hate
dude,
him
real? For real, bro?
automatically. Blue Moon is a wonderful beer.
I brought a Blue Moon horchata.
Yeah.
You guys should
I don't really know.
try it
I don't
if you
really know
haven't.
how I feel. Like we got the little seasonal pack. I don't
Yeah.
really, and I always look forward to the fall beers because I like
Pumpkin spice.
No, I mean, well, yeah, no, pumpkin spice beer is pretty good, but like I like
Haven't
the
tried
other like Sam Adams comes out with one, Blue Moon comes out with one.
I always wanted to try Sam Adams. I hear that.
I'm trying to think who else comes out with one. I think Shiner comes out with one, and they're all just really like good, like hoppy fallish beers.
Yeah.
Summer beers are too light. I don't really like, but I like the new Blue Moon IPA that they came out with.
Try
What
that.
the hell happened to your voice right there, bro?
I have
You're a robot? Are you a Borg?
I have no idea.
Malfunction.
I guess so. It must be.
Must be feeling it. Are you feeling it right now?
I'm waiting until they release The Hobbit, like the collectors, like DVD, Mega,
Okay, let's talk
Ultra.
about the Hobbit movies because
Sure.
I think they were shit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, good. I'm
Yeah.
glad we are all.
Well, I didn't think they were shit. I just think that they could have done a lot.
They ruined them for
better?
me. Or the
They
book.
ruined the books?
Ruined the book.
No need for it to be 3 movies.
No, not at all. They could have done it in one movie.
They really could have done it in one.
Because have you seen the cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah.
it's. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh
It's
my
like
I didn't even know there was
it
a
like
cartoon.
it was
Yeah.
in like 78. It was like a movie.
Oh, they made a cartoon of The Hobbit?
Yeah. It's. I mean, sometimes it's like a little campy and silly, but they cover the book very well. And if a cartoon can do it, then yeah, PJ can do it.
Like in the Desolation of Smaug going into Smaug, going into Battle of the Five Armies, like, why in the world would they just like, oh, I'm gonna go burn Lake Town, and then like first 15 minutes of the third movie, he's just like, oh, now you're dead. Like, they should have, like, it was just a stupid marketing ploy to get people to come watch the third movie.
I didn't even see the third movie because
They should have.
I did. It wasn't that good.
Like, you know, in the book, like the Battle of Five Armies is like what?
Honestly,
like
the best part of the third movie was the very end.
5, you know, like, or 8 to 9 pages or
Yeah.
something. It really was. It wasn't even that much. Like, the whole damn movie was these 5 pages.
It was the dwarves hiding inside the city like, no, I don't want to come out.
I love my gold. I want my gold. Give it to me. Man, I'm a dwarf.
The only good scenes in the first two, because I've only seen those, were with Smeagol and Bilbo, and then Bilbo and Smaug. Like, all the rest of the movie was crap to me, but I think him alone with Smeagol and Smaug was really well done.
You're just saying that because you like Sherlock. He's in Sherlock.
Okay, Martin Freeman is adorable, but I just think they did a really good job with those scenes. I don't know, I was so upset.
And so much CGI, not enough practical.
Okay,
effects.
yeah. Why didn't we go back to orcs with, actors
Real
in
orcs?
makeup?
Wasn't he
instead of
in real
CGI?
makeup in the first one, and then in this other one they made him all CGI?
Yeah.
Who?
The white orc, the one that gets like the metal like spiky hand.
I think he was like an actor in green.
Yeah,
green screen.
yeah,
Or like the
oh.
clothes, you know.
I could have sworn the first one had him like it was like full makeup, and then they.
Like the first Hobbit movie?
Yeah.
No, I think it was all CGI.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Lord of the Rings movies, they had actors in makeup, and it was awesome and
Yeah,
realistic.
it looked good.
So why didn't they do that?
That's why a lot of movies are bombing, because there's too much CGI and like people can't believe it as much. you
No,
know?
yeah, there's too much of it, so we're immune to it.
Yeah, practical effects are always better than computer effects.
So you don't want like closure and watch the last Hobbit movie?
No. Okay.
That's how I feel when I watch Supernatural.
I
Like
totally
season,
forgot about it.
everything after season 5 is just like, well, I've already invested all this time.
I might as well. Was it a dramatic like decrease in
It just-
quality?
Honestly, like it's after season 5, it's just a fan service.
I'm
They're
on
just- they're
season
just-
6 right now.
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
it just starts, like, oh, this is what fans would like to see.
Yeah, I can see that because I just recently watched an episode where
The whole thing with the Leviathans was dumb. I didn't like it.
the what?
The Leviathans. Have you not seen that yet?
I don't know. There's so many creatures.
It's after Satan's released.
Yeah.
And then in the newest... Oh, no. I was about to ruin it
Oh
for you.
gosh!
Oh, my God. I was so
Don't
close.
do that. Wait, how were you?
I'm not going to say it because it's going to
It's
ruin it.
I know someone who dies, but I won't.
Oh, everyone dies.
Okay, well, obviously, not some of the people.
Do you, because you said, what season are you on? 6 of Supernatural?
Yeah.
You know what's fun? It's going back to the first episodes and seeing how different Dean's voice was.
Is it
Yeah.
not as deep?
Yeah, it's like, we gotta go find Dad, Sam! Dad was hunting for a few days, he's not been back!
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I heard that. Someone told me that.
It's as soon as he comes out back from hell, that's when his voice was all deep.
Okay, that makes sense, I guess. But I heard that the actors, like Jensen and Misha's voices, are like starting to deteriorate a bit
Yeah,
because
because they have to do a
yeah,
voice.
and they're getting older and their voices are getting deeper. It's just-
Misha just can't talk like this all day. Alright, Sam, there's a demon we gotta take care of.
I'm almost done with season 6. There's so many episodes in a season that it takes forever for me to get through one.
I really like all the episodes that had Chuck in it. Have you met him yet?
See the
He was one of the prophets
yeah,
of God.
yeah. And as he was writing, it happens. Yeah.
So have you seen the last episode with Chuck?
I'm not sure.
Where he like fades into fucking smoke?
That sounds familiar, but I could have just been spoilers online or something.
Because there's like a huge theory that he's God.
Oh, yeah, that sounds familiar. Maybe I
It's
have
like-
gotten to
yeah.
that. Okay.
It's mainly because of that last scene where he's like it's some scene and he's like typing it as it's happening, you know, and then and then like the episode ends and then he's like sitting there with a drink, like content with what he's done, and then he
Okay.
just like fades away.
Yeah. Do you prefer Dean or Sam? If you like,
Honestly, at first I liked Sam a lot, but now I prefer Dean.
I hate Sam so much. I hate him. Can't stand him. And yet I'm gonna be him for
You're gonna
Halloween,
hate him
so.
in the newest season, in like the newer ones. Hey, did you hear that they're gonna be remaking or making a new season of Sailor Moon?
I did
Really?
not
I never really watched Sailor
Not
Moon.
really, me either.
Yeah.
I totally didn't watch it. I didn't actually.
I remember watching Sailor Moon. I mean, like one summer. I think I was in maybe 8th grade.
It wasn't by choice. I just never watched it.
I think it was just on TV or something. Like when my brother and I would just be like home during the summer. It was during like it was during the summer of 7th. No, it had to have been 7th grade. And like during the summer, like my mom would go to work and we just chilled at
Dude,
home.
David used to be fucking like in love with Inuyasha.
Hey man, don't be hating.
You little faggots used to play Inuyasha in the forest by your house. We go down to the creek. I want to be Inuyasha.
Hey Wes,
Dude, no, I did
Don't
the same
be
shit.
hating.
I did the same shit, dude.
don't be hating. You know that you loved using your imagination as a child.
It's a thing I took for granted when I was a child, and I miss it.
I miss playing, yeah, because we had that. We lived right down the way from a park.
Do you ever like watch like an old anime and then just being like, that's how I used to think as a child, like that's how my battles went down with all my toys?
Super nostalgic. I watched the shit out of some Mr. Rogers though.
I was like, what's
on-
Mr. Rogers? That's how.
like they put like it
blindsided
was like
I
it was
was.
like the best of Mr. Rogers like on Netflix and I
The
like,
best of Mr.
I fucking
Rogers.
sat there and I binge watched like
Yeah.
fucking
I don't
like
blame you.
I think it was like 27 episodes of Mr. Rogers and I remember sitting there just being like, oh, and I was very intoxicated, but I
You
was
have
like,
to be to watch a million
I
episodes
was like,
of
I was
Mr.
sitting there and I
Rogers.
was like, man, Mr. Rogers is fucking dope.
love you, dog.
You know, like, and then people were hating on Mr. Rogers. I'm like,
Dude, that guy was a bro.
It's like, shut your mouth. Mr.
He
Rogers was a
sculpted
saint.
minds.
You know, yeah, I remember, like, Mr. Rogers.
He's on the same level as my man Bill Nye.
Oh, yeah, I love Bill Nye. But Bill Nye came later, and, like, Mr. Rogers was, like, an early childhood, you know, like, he had, like, a big
Wasn't
impression.
he like a
on him.
fucking Marine or something?
Yeah.
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 He was like a Green Beret or some
Mhm.
shit.
And it's just like, I want to work with kids. You know?
I would watch it at my grandma's house. I'd watch that and The Price is Right. And
Dude, anytime I was sick from school,
Yeah.
I watched The
Yeah.
Price is
Like,
Right.
what was it, like 10 o'clock? Is that when it comes
Dude,
on?
I used to
Yeah.
watch that and do you remember Fact or Fiction? With
Yeah.
the guy from Star Trek?
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, I watched the
I
hell out
remember-
of that.
yeah.
It was my
And then
favorite.
what was the other one? What was it, like the Unsolved Mysteries
Hell
or
yes.
something like that? That came on like A&E. I
Yeah.
remember. Yeah. Jesus. But what were you saying?
oh, just that, like, my grandma, she was a widow, like, I don't know when my grandfather died, when I was really young. But anytime we watched The Price is Right or Mr. Rogers, we'd be like, hey, Grandma, like, you should marry Bob Barker. Like, started shipping people from a
Shipping
very young
before it was a
age.
thing.
I don't understand, but maybe it's my calling in life. I'm a matchmaker.
You should make a dating app.
I should.
Have you seen that Key and Peele like sketch where he is like they're together and like sitting on the couch and then I think it's Peele like says to Key, he was like, do like we should make like an app or something, and then he's like so he gets like lightning in a bottle, right? You know,
What?
he's like what you're trying to do is like capture lightning in a bottle, and he's like, oh, I have that, right? And he pulls out lightning in a bottle. And then he said something, and then he was like, you know, you had the goose that laid the golden egg, and then he's like, oh, you're talking about my roommate, you know, and he has a goose, and he's like, it laid a motherfucking egg. and then he's like, yeah, my roommate is the cat pajamas, and he goes back behind the couch, and the other guy's like, I don't want to see what's back there, and he's like, oh, I think you do, and he's like, no, and then he pulls it out, and he's like, it's the cat's pajamas, and and then he's like, you know, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. You disrespected my roommate. So fucking Key gets out and he goes and he's like, man, you need to get off your high horse. And then the camera pans and he's like, I know what I'm gonna call you, high horse. And it's fucking horse smoking a fucking J.
That's funny.
Yeah, I thought it's way funnier than how I have portrayed it to you. You know?
I heard
The irony is funny.
I heard that aren't they stopping Key and Peele? Like it's like not canceled, but they're quitting almost.
Yeah, it's over.
That's sad.
Yeah.
I heard they just don't want to work with each other anymore.
Oh, really?
Maybe I just made that
I
up.
should talk about that. Do you want to talk about DC? Do you want to talk about the new Batman and Superman?
Let's talk about
movie?
something else besides Batman and Superman.
Okay.
How do you feel about the new 52 comics? Have you read any of them?
No, I don't really read DC.
You don't?
No, not
Do
really.
you read Marvel?
Yeah.
See, that's where
well,
we differentiate.
No, I don't say that I wouldn't say that I
Most
read
of the
them.
comics I read are Marvel.
I don't read it, but I have like
or DC.
I read like the wikis and like watch videos and shit on it. So I mean, I'm up to date and I know about like the large, but I don't really read the comics. You know.
I really like the Suicide Squad comic.
Have you seen the movie?
Honestly, not.
No, not the
It's
live
not out.
action movie. The Assault on Arkham.
Dude, that's amazing. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah. If the movie is the live action movie is
If
know,
they go
kind of like that, I'll be fine
storyboard with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they go like shot for shot for the Assault on Arkham, it will be great.
But I don't think that they
No.
will.
Well,
Yeah.
was the Joker in Assault?
Do
on
we know
Arkham?
the rating of this of Suicide Squad? Is it PG-13?
Honestly, it's probably gonna be PG-13, dude. What superhero movie has been rated R?
none. Well, wasn't the Punisher rated R?
Well, that was before this whole
Yeah.
universe creation thing.
But this is DC, you
Before
know.
the big bang of superhero movies.
I mean, maybe they could release it.
Do you remember Did you ever watch the sequel to Punisher, Warzone?
Yeah,
It was horrible.
it was not as good.
As soon as I heard that they recast the Punisher, I was like, I'm not interested in it.
What did you think of the Hellboy movies?
Oh, I love those, dude.
What about you?
I haven't seen them.
Good.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay, what about have you seen The Watchmen?
No, I really wanted to.
That is an
There's, like-
amazing.
I have
no.
it on DVD.
Like
I'll
that is literally
borrow it.
the
Okay.
best. I think.
Honestly,
in
wait,
all,
was it rated R?
No, I think.
There's a sex scene and there's
oh, it's
titties
totally,
in it.
It was totally rated R then. Yeah. No, I think that's one of the best like overall like
Yes.
movies of all time, but
Okay.
definitely one of the like
It's
greatest
made by-
comics like ever.
It's
Like,
made by
comic
DC,
movies, yeah.
isn't it?
No,
It-
it's dark. I think it was Dark Horse.
It's Dark Horse.
I could
no,
be
because
mistaken.
my thing it says DC at the very
Oh,
bottom.
okay. I could be mistaken. Yeah.
But
I probably
it takes place in an alternate DC universe.
Yeah,
Nothing
like-
to do with Batman or
Yeah.
anything like
1980.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Like, and it's like a
honestly,
a real world. Like,
yes, that's
kind
what
of.
it is. It's a real world superhero, like how they would be affected by politics and like the
Okay.
public eye
Yeah.
and everything like that. Okay, my friends and I at work were talking about this earlier. We were thinking about I work at Furniture Row in Waco, and we were all at work talking about making a Pokemon gym once Pokemon Go comes out. You know, we're all gonna battle each other. Whoever wins all the battles will obviously be the most powerful. So they will be the gym leader. And honestly, I think that's what's gonna happen. As soon as Go comes out, people are gonna start being like trainers. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be gyms, and obviously there's gonna be a Team Rocket somewhere that beats up little kids for their Pokemon.
I volunteer.
That's gonna be fucking
That-
neat.
That's where I'm tied. I'm like, do I
Like,
want to
are
be
you-
a gym leader? Do I want to be beating up little kids?
Are you gonna get the little wristband or whatever?
Probably.
Like, yeah.
I want to be the real deal, dude.
Have you seen this stuff for Pokemon Go?
I have.
Yeah.
I have a few questions. Like, is it worldwide? Like you can only find a certain Pokemon in Ireland.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Or-
I would
well,
love that.
You know.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that'd
It's
be
it's
awesome.
inconvenient, but it's realistic
Yeah,
almost.
definitely.
But that's kind of dumb. I mean, we live in like Texas. I
But
don't
I know
want
that's
just
not what's
fucking
gonna happen.
shitty
Yeah.
fucking sand Pokemon everywhere.
that's
No,
true.
thank you. And like,
Like flying Pokemon are only in the sky, so you have to be walking around like this
You have
all
to be on an
day.
airplane.
I wanted to like take your region into account, yes, but also add in like a random, you know. I mean, if you're like next to water, it can be water. You know, if you're kind of next to like grass in general, you know, let it be grass. You know.
But honestly, what they need to have,
But there should be
Is it-
exotic Pokemon in
Yes.
different places.
yes,
Yeah.
like legendaries
Yeah.
will obviously be in locations around the world.
And there will be
Yeah.
those people that fucking hop on their planes and
Assholes.
be like, this is my Pokemon. And
Dude, Twitch gaming and like the whole recent increase in people actually watching competitive video game play is gonna increase so much, you know, because like it's gonna be out there now.
there's gonna be like the
Video
best
games.
trainers, you know.
Yes, there's gonna be like Ripley's Believe It or Not. Like this guy caught all 150 Pokemon. Or no, do you think that's something? Do you think with Pokemon Go they're going to let out new Pokemon as well? Because they do that with every Pokemon game almost.
Maybe, I'm sure. Like that's gonna be and like, but I mean, I wonder how. Because I mean, there's so many like starter Pokemon, and like what gen are they gonna go with, or will it be that you can kind of like? I wonder if you can choose the gen that you want to like start out
That
with,
would be
and,
Yeah.
then-
that
and
would
then
be
you
good.
can change it as you go or
Yeah.
something. Because I need my Charmander to start
Obviously.
off, you know, like be like I need my Charizard to be like. fucking
And there
fast
needs to be a
Pokemon.
rule. You can't use your Charmander when it's raining outside because it's gonna die.
Yeah.
Okay, here's an idea, or here's something that I wanted to touch on earlier. Is the Half-Blood Prince the one where Dumbledore drinks from the
Yeah.
whatever?
Oh, and he becomes like almost like crazy dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so also that movie should have been rated R, or I feel like it would have been better rated R because that scene in the movie did not do justice to the scene in the book.
Oh.
Do like a dark.
How was that scene in the book?
like
I
a
haven't
whole,
read that.
like-
It was intense,
Yeah,
and
like
you didn't want to. Yeah.
It was a much like if they would do like a Harry Potter like a darker like even if it was like an independent film that
Yeah.
would be cool.
Yeah.
Just like a dark like
Yeah. Have you guys seen the independent film? It's like a 20-minute movie about Power Rangers.
No.
oh
It's
yeah
amazing.
like the reboot
Yeah.
yeah
It has
that was-
what's his face? Oh my god, I can't remember his name. He was like on Dawson's Creek, I think.
no I remember who you're talking about and he plays like
He plays the Red Ranger, I think.
no he plays Rocky is who he plays he
That's
plays,
the Red Ranger.
no, but he's the Blue Ranger at the time
Oh, okay.
and like he's like captured Kimberly or something.
Yeah. And then what's her face? Who was the evil lady that lived on the goddamn moon?
Rita.
Yeah, and then she's like crazy, like some witch.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
No, that it was like Power Rangers, but like a future, like a modern like
Okay.
retelling.
It was great. Have you seen the indie film for the the Dragon Ball Z fight with the androids like Gohan and Trunks.
Yeah,
that was
the history
awesome.
of Trunks. I wonder if when they're gonna do like the next episode, or if they're gonna do.
They haven't made another.
Episode.
That was
No,
so long
I
ago.
don't think so, but it took them a long
They had
time.
well enough
You know,
time for that.
I don't know. That takes a lot of editing and stuff, and a lot of money.
Just slap some After Effects on it. It's fine. What like story or comic book would you love to see live action?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Well, she's gonna be a new
Yeah.
character in the Batman
Okay,
versus
no,
Superman.
she needs her own movie.
No, well, that's what they're gonna do because like the Justice League is gonna be
Okay.
their Avengers, you know, and they're gonna do the same thing.
But it won't be as good as
I
what
think
Marvel
it will be.
could do. Because
How
I
do you
mean,
know you haven't seen the new Batman versus Superman?
well, I don't know. I don't know. I think DC does a very good job, but they need to. I don't know. Maybe I'm in the minority, but I feel like they need to amp up their game if they're gonna compare to Marvel's.
Oh, but they are
Accomplishments.
like.
And
They,
what has Marvel done besides Black Widow? They haven't
No.
really done anything with women.
No,
Well,
but,
no, that's true, but I just mean in general.
but like no, I mean yeah, I know what you're saying. Like I mean, but DC now has the chance to like set up like this amazing
Yeah.
universe and like these great films. And but the thing like. DC does really good animated films. Like, that's where they get, you know, but I wonder if they're going to do good live action. But this is, I mean, Superman was good. All the Batmans, you know,
yeah, that's true.
were good.
I liked the new Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Fuck what everybody else
I liked
says.
it.
The only thing I had a problem with was at the end, and like I guess he saves the city or whatever, and then they like start
What's left
making
of it.
out, and I'm like, come on, like there are people dying in the buildings of the rubble. Like, can you just hold on? Like, I don't know.
Keep it in your pants.
Yeah,
and go
exactly.
save those people.
Yeah, like the damage that was done to that
They.
city.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's what sets up Batman versus Superman
Yeah.
though,
Mhm.
because the whole thing is about Batman seeing what Superman was capable of there. Like, you know, so many people died there, and he's like, how can we trust this person?
I wonder how the Justice League movie's gonna be, if that's gonna, because that'll be like the Avengers. That'll
Yeah.
be like
Yeah.
the main focus of the DC universe.
I guarantee you that the new one will end with them, you know, coming to terms and like,
Yeah.
all right, let's team up.
I have high hopes for that movie.
Yeah, because it feels like they're going in a more comic book way with the Batman, like because he finally has the grappling hook, you know, because they only use the grappling hook like in the first movie with the Christopher Nolan Batman.
Yeah.
Do you think Christopher Nolan's Batman would have been better for the new Batman versus Superman?
No, because I don't feel like he and the dude that plays Superman would have good chemistry. Or, you know, Christian Bale and what's his face? Who plays Superman? I can't
I don't know his name.
Henry something.
Yeah, Cavelli or something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that they would have good chemistry. Like, but I mean, I haven't seen any, but I mean, I
Well,
think that...
yeah, we have no idea how Ben Affleck's gonna
Yeah,
play.
but I mean, we kind of know how Ben Affleck is, you know, and I think, I mean, I think that the maybe the Dark Knight Batman was maybe, I mean, yes, the Batman versus, you know, the Superman, like, Man of Steel world was dark, but the Batman world was kind of darker. You know, it needs to kind of be on, like, the same level.
Dude, that scene where Michael Caine is crying because he thinks Batman's actually dead.
Yeah, or when Bane just was like, "Yeah, fuck you," you know, like it was a much more like personal movie as opposed to Man of Steel, which was kind of, you know,
He's like, I made a promise to you and I failed you.
like, you know, Superman's gonna win because he's Superman, you know, like Batman, you know, he's Batman.
Obviously, Superman would win in a literal physical fight between Batman
Yeah.
if Batman had no kryptonite.
Yeah, he has to have the kryptonite.
And
That's probably
Batman
what's gonna
always
happen.
has kryptonite.
Is, well, during like the first encounter, they'll probably like fight like twice or something. During the first encounter,
Because in the trailer we do see two
yeah,
fights.
they won't. You know, he won't have the kryptonite. Then he'll probably meet like Lex Luthor or something.
And he's like, I
Get
got
some
some kryptonite,
and
baby.
then come back and then beat him. I really hope that he.
How do you feel about Jesse Eisenberg or whatever as
If
Lex
he,
Luthor?
like he had, like I hope that by the end of the movie, like he shaves his head and becomes like a, you know, like the Lex Luthor type character. I don't want him to have that long weird spaghetti hair.
Yeah.
But
Have you seen?
We'll see.
Have you seen the new movie with him? That American Ultra.
Carolyn watched it.
Dude, it's good. I
Carolyn
like it.
said it was stupid.
Fuck Carolyn. I don't mean that. I'm sorry. Dude, that movie was awesome.
She said it was dumb.
No, she's wrong.
I mean, maybe, you know.
Have you seen it?
No, I have
Then
not.
there you go. Watch it and side with me because I know you will.
Maybe with her track record, perhaps.
Remember,
She's good at
remember when I
picking-
told you to watch Pitch Perfect? Huh? Remember that?
She's good at
Great
picking
movie.
like TV shows, and I'm good at picking movies. You know, like some of the TV shows she wanted to watch, and I was skeptical about. We watched them, and they were good. But anytime she picks a movie, it's bad.
Who would be your actor? Like,
Oh, like in your own movie?
yeah, if
About you?
if you had a movie about yourself, who would
That's
you
a good
have play
topic.
yourself? That was a terrible way of saying it, but I'd say Jennifer Lawrence for myself.
I could see that.
I gotta say, my boy Leonardo DiCaprio can play me.
He wouldn't win an Oscar for you. I'm sorry.
Oh no, he totally
you
would.
know, I feel like I'm so right when I say this, but I feel like my actor would probably be Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
He's perfect
Yeah,
for me.
yeah.
When me and David were
That was
water
a-
boys, we would do this shit where we would take one of the water bottles for the football team and put just straight up Gatorade in it, you know, and everybody would want it was like a fucking game to them where they're like, all right, which one has the Gatorade? And they would always hog it and shit. It was fun.
No, this is my Gatorade.
we
You
did
can't have
that
something.
shit on purpose.
You should have not put Gatorade in any of them, and just made it a ruse. a
Because
trick.
me and David one day we found their powdered Gatorade and we're like, oh shit. Dude, you worked at the movie theater that I worked at. Do you remember, did you ever get sweet posters from their poster room
Yeah,
and
well,
everything?
I took a big old Transformer poster one time.
I took so many of those Mylars, you know,
Oh, I
the
have
one that
a-
they put up there.
I think there's a bunch of Mylars in here, actually.
When I was at UMHB, one of my walls was literally covered in Mylars. One time, I can't remember who I was with. We were on the roof, and I had a laser pointer, and I just kept fucking pointing it in people's faces from the roof.
I worked there for a while. I worked there for I think a year and a half.
I worked for a year.
I remember when they asked me to be COS. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll be COS."
I only
But
got
then
one raise.
They
that was
made
it.
me take whenever one of the dudes that I had had trained me to do, you know, all of my stuff. And I mean, it was my first job and all this stuff. And he had missed a meeting or something because of school, but they still fired him.
Nice.
And they made me go after him and get his keys. And I was just like, oh, this is so sad. You know, he was just handing me.
That's how they are with my shirts. Like the shirts that I have for my job, they're like, yeah, you need if you ever quit or we fire you, you need to give us those shirts back. Like we're super serious. Because honestly, with those, you could wear them and be like, hey, I'm here to deliver your furniture, lonely in your house.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
and then I just rape or murder you.
Whoa, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, how would you show up in just a
I
truck?
don't know. I'm not a psychopath.
Obviously, you've thought this through.
Okay. Here's what I would do if I was gonna kill someone. I'm gonna have to
Oh
cut
my
this. I'm
goodness.
gonna have
You're
to.
gonna have to cut this
I'm gonna
out.
have to cut this out of the podcast, but yeah, I would show up in my Furniture Row shirt, and I would say that I would be like, I would make, because obviously I don't have a delivery truck with me,
Yeah.
so I'd be like, all right, well, I'm here to, you know, just take a good look at your house, you know, so we know, so we can tell the delivery people, you know, and then I would just use that as a way to catch you off guard, and that's it.
You know what I would do?
Oh god, this is getting real.
Not murder somebody.
Oh, okay.
Like Game of Thrones. I love Game of Thrones. Have you seen it?
I'm not interested. I'm not
Why?
interested. I don't know. I just.
Game of
Why
Thrones
are you
is so
here?
good.
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave right now.
What? Tell me, what about it
I'm
makes you
just-
not interested?
just
And let me
not.
tell
You
you
like
how,
Lord of the Rings
I'm
and The Hobbit?
indifferent.
Let me tell you how you're wrong.
Okay, tell me.
No,
Let him
tell
learn
me what
you.
you don't
I
like.
don't know. I've never seen it. How can
See,
I?
then how can you know if you like it or
I
not?
just. I have.
I understand that you're apprehensive, but give it.
I'm not attracted to it. They're just nah, I'm okay.
I just want to be friends with it.
Gonna friend zone that shit. Shall we talk about Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
Great
Sam?
topic.
Wes?
Great movie. I
Great
really
movie.
loved
Thank
it.
you. One of my
Classic.
favorites.
What's your favorite scene?
The Black Knight. I know that that's everybody's favorite scene, but that's totally my favorite scene.
Honestly, my favorite scene is one of the early ones where they're talking about whether or not this bird could carry coconuts.
Yes.
I love it.
My favorite character / scene is Dennis, and he's talking about politics and I don't know. King Arthur's trying to find Camelot, or I don't know. He's asking Dennis questions, and Dennis is going off about how the monarch is screwed up, or I don't know. Can't remember exactly, but my brother-in-law can quote it really well, and
You know, another scene I love is I can't remember which of the knights it is, but
Yeah.
it's the one that goes on that killing spree.
yes,
In that one.
John Cleese's character.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love that scene.
And the wedding, yeah. He like tries to save the damsel and it's a man and
I remember one time, like in high school, like fucking Mr. Garrett.
I heard Mr. Garrett's an asshole.
He's mean. Like he, okay, so he had just gotten a whole bunch of Macs, right? And he had tried to install Boot Camp on them, right? And so he comes to me and he asks me how to like set it up, and so I just show him how to do it, right? And like later in the day, he comes and he's like, "Hey, I can't get on because I had never set it up in order to like log out. You know, he just asked me to set it up. I figured he wasn't an idiot, but whatever." So I'm sitting there, like, it logged out, and I'm trying to figure out what it is to, like, log back in, and I finally figured out what it was, but as soon as I was about to hit, like, the final key, he comes up behind me, and he just, like, grabs my fucking neck, and it's just, like, that's what we call hacking, and I won't tolerate it in this classroom, and I was
What?
like, whoa, dude, I'm just trying to get neat, like,
How are you
God damn it,
hacking?
dude. Like, he was... I don't, like, because he saw me, like, put in the password a whole bunch of times, but, like, I was just trying to, like, it turned out that the password was the domain name.
oh yeah.
Like, and it just took me a second to, like, figure out, like, I had to think about what it could be. And, I mean, like, when he went in later and he pressed enter, I was right. Like, that's what it was, you know?
Alright, what is the drunkest you've ever been without throwing up? Like, what was your limit and you didn't cross it? For me, it was probably... It was a party during high school. I think it was like it was either like Rami's or Shadowhawks, and we were like somewhere in some kind of woods, like some random country area, and I had like close to 20 shots of a mix between like tequila, rum, and Goldschlager, and it was bad, but I didn't throw up,
Mine would be my fucking bachelor party. For
which I didn't get invited.
sure.
No, I did get invited, but I just didn't go.
Yeah, don't be hating, yo.
No, I hate that I wasn't able to go
It's not
though.
my fault. My bachelor party was dope.
It sounded like it was fun.
It was dope. We can't
But what were you
discuss
saying?
the specifics of the bachelor party. But let's just say a lot of liquor was consumed. Because we were in a particular environment where liquor is abundant and welcomed.
And readily available
and,
for every family household.
you know, handed to you, you know. And then, yeah, Pokeballs.
What?
Just throwing them Pokeballs, if you know what I am saying.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. What about you? Just think about it for a second.
You know what it is. Just say it.
no, I threw up.
No.
No, it's the question is without throwing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so okay, any of the times that I'm thinking of have happened in the last couple of months. And I'm
That's
not
fine.
sure when.
Are you a young drinker? Did
I
you drink
am.
before you?
Well, I've only been 21
That's
since
illegal.
April.
Yeah, but did you drink before?
Oh, like at home, like a beer with pizza at like Friday night, like nothing. I'm a very tame child.
No,
I was
that's fine.
I learned about the parties in high school on the Monday after. You know,
Wow.
like I was never
Oh,
invited.
I started partying in like college.
Yeah. So
Continue.
I don't know. One time during the summer, we went tubing. Some friends and I went tubing on the river, and I just two out of 3 of the times that I'm thinking of, I had to sober up to take care of someone else, and that's just my call in life, I guess. So, oh, just kidding. But so there's those 2 times. It was one on the river. Someone was far worse than I was, and I had to sober up and take care of them because the end of the tube was over. The second time was a pre-graduation party. It was a Pokemon drinking game.
How does it go?
It was very intricate. I think I showed you pictures of the rules. I don't remember. It was intense, and people ended up throwing up, and I had to take care of other people.
Again.
Gosh, these people, come on, contain your liquor. And then the third time that I'm thinking of was like at someone's house. We watched, I think I played. I can't even remember what game it was. Is it BioShock?
Maybe.
I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
wasn't there.
Well, right.
You weren't
okay.
there at all.
But that's the name of a game, right?
Yes, it is
Okay.
the name of a game.
Is it
Well, which one?
One,
In-
One,
Infinite?
two,
Infinite?
Infinite?
Yeah.
It was Infinite.
That-
BioShock
that-
Infinite.
That was
Great
a great
game.
game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great game.
Great game.
It was very
10 out of
entertaining.
10.
I had like margarita and whiskey and Coke. So I don't know. I've never Yeah, like you said, I'm a young drinker. So.
A long and winding road rests in front of you.
Like a couple of weekends ago.
Have you been to like bars and stuff yet? There.
I don't like bars.
Do you like once you go to a bar and you start drinking, like
It's a lot better.
like the atmosphere completely changes.
You have to be drunk at the bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Angela, what's it like being homeschooled? I've never known anyone to be homeschooled.
Really?
I've known a couple people.
I've never
yeah.
known anyone.
What's your?
Oh well.
I mean, what you can remember, obviously.
What you can tell us.
Basically, we just did stuff for an hour and then played outside for an hour.
Nice.
And then distracted mom and then played outside for another hour. It was fun. I just was really lonely and didn't, like, I have no friends because I'm at home with my sister. So, I don't know. She started at St. Louis in junior high. So then I, was really alone and didn't have any friends. So then that's when I think that's when I started St. Louis. But I mean, I enjoyed it. I actually am thinking about if I ever get married and have kids, at least kind of doing the same thing that I went through. Starting off with homeschooling and then maybe transitioning into school.
I want my kids to go to public school.
Just so they can get real hard.
No, and I mean, if I teach in a good district, I want them to go. But I mean, I don't know if I'm going to teach in Waco if we're going to move.
But a lot of public schools have really good educational systems.
But I want them to have because I mean when going from a 60-person class to when I went into college, it was just look at all these people.
So different.
I had gone to public school up through 8th grade, so I knew what it was. I kind of knew what it was like for there to be a lot of people, but. I mean, college was kind of a shock to me. I was just like, damn, there's a lot of people here.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like Riker necessarily, it got us ready academically, but it definitely didn't get us ready socially.
Yeah.
It's like there's more to college than just, it was a college prep school. There's more to college than just the academics. The social part of it is just as important.
What was it like transitioning from homeschooling to school, regular school?
I'm pretty sure I cried a lot because I'm just that kind of a sensitive person. But I think it was good. I made friends. I do remember being very sensitive to people and trying to get used to that. But it was, I guess overall, it was a pretty easy transition. Yeah, I survived.
That's what I don't. I remember a lot of it from elementary school, just all the friends that you made, that you guys were best friends.
Yeah.
And then you're never gonna talk to them again.
Yeah.
I have so many best friends that I just lost contact with.
I remember my very first friend. His name was Cameron Bailey, right? And now, if you look at he won model of the year
What?
in 2000. I promise you, if you look it up, I am happy to show you.
Is he hot?
Oh, he is a gorgeous looking man. Here, I'll look it up for you. But he was my first friend, and so and we were good friends for a long time, and that's someone I can say but I mean once we after elementary school we kind of drifted apart, and then when I was in high school and college, I reconnected with him.
Yeah.
And I mean that's when he was all I'm a model now. Well, he's an underwear model or something.
Nice. Can't wait to see those pictures. See those Fruit of the Loom.
This guy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Let me find one that's a little better. Let's see.
With less clothes.
Nice. You said underwear model, Sam. All right. Come on, break it out.
Here you go.
Oh wow.
Where's his abs?
Photoshopped.
Yeah, no, but I remember that's I'd be I'm friends. I was friends with that guy. we were besties.
Did you hit him up on Facebook?
No, he hit me up.
Nice.
I was just what's up, dude?
Remember the first time you ever went over to your friend's house for the first time?
Yeah.
He was my first friend that did that. He popped my cherry with that shit.
I remember. I think that mine was. His name was Jordan. I can't remember what his last name was, but I went over to his house and I remember he had an N64.
Yeah.
And this is when it first came out. We played the shit out of that, but he cried about everything. And I mean we were in 3rd grade.
Did he cry when you guys went to sleep
No.
because he missed his mom?
Somebody could say something to him and he would just fucking bawl.
Why?
He was really, really smart. I think he maybe have had some kind of autism or Asperger's or something. Because he was a fucking genius, and he could he functioned relatively well, but anytime anybody said anything, he would just cry, like tears of just pain and suffering.
I remember the first time like David came over to my place. Like I was just playing like Prince of Persia, and then like he came into the front door. I was like, so.
Did he just open the door? Did he not?
No, like it was, and we planned it. Like, hey, you want to come over to my place and whatever. And then he got here, and like I was like, how's it going?
I remember one time we went over to your house and we took turns playing God of War.
Play God of War?
No,
and then you got the shitty, like, every time we played, you got the shitty, like, 5-minute missions.
And I remember we got stuck at one level where we had to, like, push a block, but then, I played it again.
The puzzles were the best part.
All we had to do was just, like, push the block, like, backwards, like, shove it forward, and we would roll into the door, but we could not, for the life of us, figure out how to do that fucking puzzle.
Do you remember?
That was before we had just, like, smartphones that we could be like, how do I do this?
Dude, no, I was always that kid with cheat codes.
Oh, I loved cheat codes.
Do you remember in God of War, like when weren't they like one of the first games that made like sex scenes and stuff?
Yeah, I mean there were like the little mini
like
game.
they had like serious like hardcore audio.
But I mean it wasn't like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas
with
like
the hot coffee app,
yeah.
the hot coffee mod. I never had it.
Oh, neither
did you have
I. No. I only played it. I remember spending hours and like probably a couple hundred hours.
Dude,
on the
have
PS2.
you gotten a hooker yet in Grand Theft Auto 5?
Oh yeah.
It's pretty.
Oh yeah, and especially now that you can go into first person.
Yeah.
You know. GTA 5 was fun.
And then the strip clubs too.
I don't think I.
God, I bet so many 13-year-olds are just at the strip club like all day.
Blowing them dollars.
Here's a good topic. What's your favorite alcoholic beverage?
Cider.
Long Island iced tea.
I have really become accustomed to like Jaeger and Monster.
Jaeger bombs are good.
Like I will literally just make mixed drinks out of it.
If I go to a bar, I gotta have a Jaeger bomb at least once. I don't really like Irish car bombs though, because I don't like Guinness.
I only like them when I'm already obliterated.
Yeah. And you want to make a game out of it.
Okay, so Angela, you're 21.
Yes.
Have you gone to 6th Street yet?
I have not.
Oh my
Oh,
god, it's a
that's
rite
like
of
a- yeah,
passage.
it's a rite
I'm
of
so
passage.
sorry.
For anyone who doesn't know, 6th Street is in Austin, Texas.
The cool thing about
One of the
Sixth
best
Street
places to be.
Well,
is that you'll
Oh,
go,
okay, never
you'll
mind.
go,
Keep going.
you'll go during the day. Like you'll go like before the sun sets, and you gain your bearings. You're like, okay, so this is this. By the end of the night, you have no goddamn idea.
You're just
where
walking
you are.
down the street going
But you
into
have
bars.
literally like it's just a street, but you're just like,
Yeah.
where the fuck
I've
am
been
I?
to it.
Is that
sober.
food? Food.
I went on my 21st birthday. Like I went there while I was still like coherent and just able to think. The last thing I remember was going into like a bar that had arcade machines everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh my god, it was great. And then I think that was the same bar I accidentally broke my drink. I had like one of those like Red Bulls and vodka. And I just spilled it like all over the bottom of this arcade machine. And I was like, well, it's time to leave. Goodbye.
Well, yeah, one time when I was at Cricket's, I met some like I had seen somebody that I hadn't seen in a long time, and I just accidentally dropped my drink, and I just walk away. Like I'm just like, well, I'm leaving now. Bye. I'm sorry, I cannot stand here with the embarrassment. What were you saying? Sorry to cut you off.
I'm not even sure what I
Oh,
was saying.
you should you should come to 6th Street. You should come to 6th Street with us.
It's so fun.
and we will show you how
Okay.
to partay.
Like,
oh, and we can
I
stay
think-
at Sean Mazonic's house, so we don't have to go very far.
I
We
think
just take a
after
taxi and we go.
after my second Irish car bomb at another bar, I don't remember the rest of that night except for when I went back to it was at Leah's like aunt's place, and I threw up in her bathroom and like fell asleep for 3 hours and woke up. And I was like, I threw up all over my pants.
I remember the first time like I got really like so drunk that I got sick, and like
Yeah.
my friends had gone to Whataburger and they didn't tell me, and they come back
You
and
got
they
all
have this
pissed.
food, and they're just like, yeah, we went to. I was like, why didn't you tell me? Like I felt so like that was the first time that like I've ever felt really bad. But like as you get older, you know, as
Yeah.
you drink more, you'll learn like your limits. which
You become an
can-
alcoholic, and the
Yeah.
alcohol doesn't hit you as strong as you want it to anymore. You
Yeah.
have to
So
drink
you
more.
just gotta drink more and more and more, and you learn to like hold your liquor a lot better.
Obviously, New Year's Eve is a popular time to drink. So, does anyone have any good like New Year's Eve drinking stories?
Nope.
I
I guess this will be my first
no.
New Year's that I'm 21. You know.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, legally like, able to drink.
Right.
Maybe we'll have a New Year's party too.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. I have one like, it was at the Carmody's house because that's where we all fucking hung out. what were we mixing? It was like Goldschlager because that was our drink of choice back then, and something else like some kind of whiskey, and I was just slamming shots. And then before I got drunk, I ate a meatball sub from Subway, and so I wake up in the morning to just me vomiting. That's how I woke up, and I was sleeping on Dylan's futon in his man cave.
Yeah.
And so when I left, like I cleaned up all of it, but then like I didn't know that a lot of the throw up went into the folds of the futon.
Oh no.
So like Ashton Black sits in it. And then
No.
she texts me saying like she sat in it and like it had just stained like all of her pants because it like erupted onto her.
Oh, one time we were
It's bad.
we were coming back from the bar, and a friend of ours, like, she was like, I'm feeling sick, so I'm gonna sit here with the window down, and then so I roll the window down or whatever, and she
Are you talking about
oh no,
Emily?
this was in Brian's car, yeah.
Yeah.
And she throws up all over, like he was even like
The inside of his
yeah,
car.
do I need to stop? And she's like, no. And then all we hear is bleh! And then it like comes out the window into all over the car. It was just
I've always wanted to celebrate, or not celebrate, but just be a part of Oktoberfest. I've never done that.
We should go to what is the name of that? The round rock thing in Texas. Enchanted
Rock is in Arkansas.
No,
Okay.
Enchanted
Where's
Rock.
that
Yes.
Little Rock?
Like the town underneath it, I don't remember what it's called or whatever, but they have like they're like a German town and they have Oktoberfest, and I went there I think my third year in
I want
college.
to drink out of a
Second year in
stein, and I want to eat schnitzel. Okay.
Yeah, we
Your
just
big
need
dreams.
to go to a German town and eat their delicious sausages and drink their beer.
Here's a topic that's really, really serious. What do you think about like the mass like immigration that a lot of the West European countries are having right now because of the war?
Like from the east into the
Yeah,
west.
like didn't Finland or one of those countries like just deny all immigrants? They're like, no, none of you are coming here.
I can't remember. I think so. I think it may have been sweet.
But like I know Germany, like obviously because of its past, they're like super like, hey, all immigrants are welcome, but like their economy is doing like shit right now.
Well, I think that like the world as a whole like needs to do something about this. Like we're all so, and I know what I'd say it's highly idealistic, but we're also focused on like helping or doing things with like small groups when we need to step back and like look at our species as a whole, like look at our planet as a whole, like what's going on that's causing this mass immigration. How can the world
We're treating symptoms,
Yeah.
not the symptoms.
how can the world help the world? Like America wants to play Big Brother like all the time.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
so hard.
we should just play Big Brother. Help these countries, not just help countries that can in some way help us with their resources or money or what have you. Like help them because it's the right thing to do. Because I mean the only way that we're gonna advance as a society is if we learn to work together as a species. Like that's all we are. We're all human beings.
What we need?
need to rid ourselves of this oh god damn it, the word.
Ideology.
Ideology of like nations, and realize that we are all like one.
We are the humans.
Like we're the human race.
What we need is a catastrophic event on the level of 9/11, but with a common alien enemy.
Yeah, but it's unfortunate that is like, I mean, if you look throughout
Because our
history,
species is driven on war,
Yeah,
Sam, and
yeah.
that's all we understand.
No, I understand that. Like, if you look throughout history, advancement has always been made because of war, and that it's unfortunate.
That reminds me of like saying like world peace will really never happen unless we have a common enemy, that humans are against something else. Because like, do you ever see that Twilight Zone episode where the aliens come to Earth and they're basically like saying, I can't remember what it was, but they were trying to like, they were saying that they were gonna obliterate them, like the human race, unless they can prove like themselves worthy.
I've heard of it. I don't think
Yeah,
I've ever
and then
seen
like
it, yeah.
so like all the nation's leaders come together. They settle all their feuds. They put everything aside, and they're like they make world peace basically. And they're like, look what we've done. Like everything's working in harmony and everything. And they're like, this is the opposite of what we wanted you to do. Like we see how your race is just full of like war and violence, like that you're all warriors. Like we wanted you to become as violent as possible. And they're like, what? And then it ended like that. You know what would be awesome though? A galactic tournament like in Dragon Ball Z, where just every planet's greatest fighter comes to
Chuck
win the
Norris.
belt.
Could be our.
No, dude, John Cena.
He's like, do.
He just get knocked out in the first round. Honestly, my main problem with TV shows that makes me not watch them is if they rely too heavily on like character relationships and character romances. I hate that.
Yeah.
American shows just have that fucking crutch that they have to use. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's not good unless there's a romance in it. If you could be any sort of like fictional, like super powerful race, what would it be?
I'd probably want to be an elf.
An elf, like Lord of the Rings elves?
Yeah.
Hobbit,
Because of
if we're gonna go with.
Hobbit?
I want to be.
You
a
would want nasty, hairy feet that are huge?
Okay, it's just my personality already. I love to eat. I love to give gifts. I love to receive gifts. Like, that's basically who I am.
Yeah, that's exactly who they are.
Yeah. I'll go on adventures every now and then. I'm just gonna keep to myself and eat my food.
Honestly, I think from Star Wars, like the Zabrak race is pretty fucking sweet. I like that whole style, and I would totally become a Sith.
Oh, if I could become like if I was lived in the Star Wars universe, I would definitely become a Jedi.
You'd be a Jedi.
I would totally be a Jedi.
I feel like I would be like a Sith that like that like steers away, like that's like starts out as a Sith, but then like kind of shies away from it.
I would totally be a Jedi, and I would be a Jedi like guardian.
I should have said Saiyan. God damn it.
I would be a Jedi guardian.
I would be an Ewok.
I respect that.
You know
You know what the saddest scene in Star Wars was during that battle, and that one Ewok's friend gets
Is
shot,
that-
and he walks over and like,
No.
like touches it, and, like tries to move it. I hate that scene. All right, well that about wraps it up for this episode. You know, it's been pretty fun. Thanks to Angela for stopping by for
No
this podcast.
problem.
Thank you.
Thanks for asking.
We'll see you guys next week.
Laters.
Bye, faggots.
Bye.